Thank
James
you, it's a
McAvoy.
pleasure.
Great role.
Thank you.
I was really shocked, so you scared me a little bit. Usually, actors are in preparation for a role. If they play policemen, they go to the police for some weeks. If they play firemen, they go to a fireplace for some weeks. Is there any preparation for this kind of role?
No, not really. And also the fact that they're policemen, the director wasn't really interested in. He didn't want them to be procedural. He didn't want us to have handcuffs or walkie-talkies, or he didn't even want us to have mobile phones and things. I remember him saying that it was, they might as well be bin men, like trash men, you know what I mean, the guys that collect the trash cans. They might as well be those guys, you know, it doesn't really matter that they're policemen, just as long as they came from an institution. The thing that prepares me for him is trying to discover what it is that makes him so bad. Why does he behave so badly, and why does he abuse people so much? And it's once I identified that, then I tried to relate that to something in me, and that's what most of my preparation was about. And it was also about mental illness, because the film is basically, it's a very funny film, and it's a very shocking film, and it's quite a surprising film, but it's also about a guy who's having a mental breakdown, you know. So that was a large part of my preparation.
And he is very evil in the movie.
He is.
I hope you're not.
He's sick and he's evil. Yeah.
And in sooner years, you wanted to become a Catholic priest. So, is there any specific reason for that?
Not particularly. I mean, I thought about it for a couple of weeks when I was about 15, and I stupidly said it in an interview 10 years ago or something like that, and it comes back every interview I do. But I wasn't wanting to be just any old kind of Catholic priest. I was thinking about being a missionary, because I wanted to go and travel and see far off lands and very different cultures and all that. But you know, ultimately, I didn't want to sell myself to the Catholic Church, so I didn't do that.
But are you religious in some way? Do you pray maybe, or did
I think we all pray in our own way. I think we all pray in some way, whether it's to, you know, a God or a Christian God or a whatever kind of God, or even if you're an atheist, you still actually some form of hope in thought, you know, offered up. But I'm sorry, I've totally lost track of the question. Tell me again.
Did you have some faith in God, and did it help you sometimes in some parts of your life, maybe?
Not so far, no.
Mm. And my grandfather was a bakerman, so I read that you
He was a baker?
Yeah, that you also
I was a baker,
worked
yeah.
a few times as a baker.
Well, I was actually a confectioner, a trainee confectioner, I hasten to add. So I did all the simple stuff. But yeah, I spent a couple of years being a trainee confectioner in a bakery. It was good.
Sounds great. And you spent some time in Hamburg for shooting some scenes for the movie.
Yeah.
Some memories from the time?
Yeah, it got really sort of dicey, because we were during it was the last thing we shot in the movie, and we'd spent 2 months making this intense sort of movie that delves very much as it's funny and it's fast-paced and it's entertaining, it delves very much into the mind of a guy who thinks he is scum. He thinks he is Drexler. He thinks he is horrible. He doesn't know that he thinks that, and the audience don't know that he thinks that at the beginning of the film, but he slowly comes to realise that he is total scum, and that's why he has to abuse everybody, because he wants to put them beneath him and make himself better and strong. He doesn't want to admit that he is filth, that he is horrible, that he is worthless. Anyway, that was all very sort of crazy. And we finished off in Hamburg on the Reeperbahn with a couple of hundred extras and supporting artists, and about a couple of thousand people who were just walking up and down the street. And so I would end up be acting with them by accident, not the extras, and it all got a little bit kind of strange, you know. And the moment and it wasn't a real prostitute, the moment that the actress who was playing the prostitute slapped me really, really hard, because I told her to. I said, like, you should just hit me right now, because they couldn't see my lips on camera. The camera was here. I was like, you should just hit me. You should hit me. And she went, huh? And I just went, just fucking hit me. And she smacked the hell out of me. And I was lying on the ground, going like, I think that might be the last thing we do in this movie. And they shouted cut, and that was it, done. And that was me finished that film. And I thought, thank God, because if this film isn't going to kill me, the Reeperbahn is.
You can get lost on this Reeperbahn. It's amazing, and it sounds so great when you say the German title Drecksau.
Drecksau. Drecksau. It's a good title. I like it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's pretty cool because you listen to it.
Yeah.
It's some kind of a curse word, but it's a cool curse word. It's not so hard, but it's cool. It's
really?
A little bit softer.
Okay.
You played a few times in science fiction movies. Are you like looking at science fiction movies or series?
Yeah, one of my favourite films is Alien. I love science fiction.
Me too.
Yeah.
Battlestar Galactica?
I'm very much into Battlestar Galactica. But unfortunately it's all finished now. But we powered through that.
Cool, pretty cool. And when you have one day off, are there some things that you want to do on a free day?
Play football and hang out with my family, really, that's it. But play football and hang out with my family.
And some kind of sporting thing? Do you in
some kind of
sports?
Play football?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're not just watching it, you're playing it.
I like to play it. I've only managed to get a couple of games in the last year, but that's my favourite kind of... If I have a hobby, that's my favourite one.
You have a favourite club?
In Glasgow, I was brought up a Celtic supporter. We got beat by Barcelona the other night, unfortunately. But I'm a Celtic supporter. And in England, I kind of keep an eye on Arsenal.